Om Shanti, welcome to Midday Meditation. This week I've been talking about one aspect of the intellect managing the mind, and it's the aspect of paying attention to subtle energies appearing on the mind, and particularly subtle energies that are connected with vices. Because if the intellect can be vigilant and recognize these energies and transform them, then we don't have to be concerned about vices taking an active form, vices appearing through my actions or the way that I speak, my behavior, etc. If we can manage them at the subtle form, which which is feelings that appear on the screen of the mind. And I talked about arrogance, I talked about anger, I talked about desire, and today I'm going to talk about the vice of greed. It's similar to desire, but it's not exactly the same thing. Greed is about accumulation. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The world has enough for humankind's need, but not enough for humankind's greed." And the reason for this is because greed can never be fulfilled. Greed is an automatic, self-perpetuating system of accumulating. And no matter how much we accumulate, if we're under the influence of greed, it will never be enough. We will always need more. So, for example, there are people in the world who are billionaires or multimillionaires, but they're still very actively involved in accumulating more money. They don't feel that they have enough yet. There's always the next goal. Another example is if you can remember back to the beginning of COVID, everything disappeared from the shelves of the stores. It was called panic buying. Panic buying is buying that's influenced by the vice of greed. This thought that, oh, I have to accumulate everything because I don't know what I might need in the future. And a more common, I guess, form of greed is not being willing to share what we have with others. If we have enough for ourselves and we also have enough to share, sometimes we don't want to share. We think, well, maybe I'll need what I have in the future. If I have something that I don't like, I'll share it, but I'm not going to share something that I like. This is greed, this idea that accumulating is going to lead to happiness. So at the subtle level, greed might take the form of not giving information to a person because we feel that if we have information that other people don't have, we have some advantage over them. This feeling of being closed, of not going to reveal or divulge what I know. That's a form of greed also. I need to have a lot of information that nobody else has. And another subtle form is feeling like we can't get rid of things. This whole phenomenon of clutter is based on greed. And so the subtle thought that comes is, well, I might need this sometime in the future. And that could be true. But you give yourself an amount of time. Will I need this in 6 months? Will I need this in a year? Will I need this in 10 years? And then if you haven't touched it, you let it go. And another subtle form of greed, which happens when we go shopping, which is why we have to really be in a spiritual consciousness when we shop. And the subtle form of greed is if something has a very good price, we buy more of it than we actually need. We get pulled by the idea of saving money and getting extra. This idea of getting extra. Like, I always need a little bit more. So we do sometimes have to accumulate. It doesn't make any sense to run out of food in your kitchen. And we know that if there is an emergency sometime in the future, the shelves in the grocery stores are going to be empty. So we do need to keep a few main items in the home. But the trick is where we cross the line, and I think you can figure this out because of the previous vices that we looked at. The trick when we cross the line is I constantly have to accumulate more and more and more. And at some point, because of this accumulation, I will feel okay. But of course, that point never comes. And so, how do we avoid accumulating? The spiritual consciousness is that I am a guest. I, the soul, am a guest in this body. So, one form of greed is just putting more and more food into the body. More food will make me feel happier. No, I'm a guest in this body, and I'm a guest in this world. And if you're a guest at someone's home, you don't take all of their things and put them in your pocket when you leave. You appreciate them. Or if you go to a park, you appreciate the flowers, but you don't pick the flowers and take them home. That's this guest mentality. I can appreciate things, but I don't have to consume, I don't have to accumulate. So, this is the consciousness that we'll use to soften the energy of greed. This consciousness, I'm a guest here, and I want to be a very good guest. And a good guest means that I don't take things with me that don't belong to me. To begin with, take a few deep, full, easy breaths. Watch the air enter and leave the lungs. Every time we inhale, we have to exhale. There's no other option. We can't accumulate oxygen in case we might need it in the future. We have to exhale in order to be able to take the next breath. And so watch the breath, understanding that this is actually a natural cycle. Accumulating, when it's done on the basis of greed, it's not natural. We inhale gratefully and then exhale gratefully. No worries. We'll take another breath. We'll keep getting another one and another one. And so there's no feeling that I have to accumulate. No feeling of greed about breathing. And then bring your awareness within to the little being of light. I am the peaceful soul who lives in this body. I, the peaceful soul, am a guest. I'm a guest in this body. It's like a rental car. And I'm a guest in this world. It's like a hotel, a big hotel, or maybe a resort. And I can call myself a guest because I, the soul, came from a dimension of light, completely different place, a place with no objects. And when I, the soul, came into this world, I was completely pure, clean, powerful, joyful. That was my condition. when I started this journey. Along the way, I often felt that I was accumulating, but actually, the soul can't accumulate anything. The soul's just a dot. But the feeling of accumulated led to this vice of greed. More is better, more I'll feel better, more I'll be more secure. But at some point, we need to leave the body. The guest has to go home at some point. That's always the case. And so when we leave, can we be as pure and clean as when we came? We definitely won't take anything of this world with us. But we will take our ideas and beliefs and concerns. So let me have the one concern that when I leave, I'm as pure and clean and free as I was when I came here. Imagine yourself right now, just the tiny being of light, a guest in this world, which means completely free. We will have to pay a few bills if we've created any kind of loss along the way. So, best to not create any loss. Use everything respectfully, economically, and then be free, free to enjoy the life of a guest. And a guest does not accumulate. Everything in the resort belongs to the resort. The rental car has to be taken care of, definitely. But I will turn in the rental car at some point as well. It's not mine. So when thoughts come to accumulate, I want more, I want more, the intellect has to look at the mind, look at these thoughts, and say, why? Why do you want more? What more does a soul need? And then the intellect reminds the soul, we're a guest here. It's not about accumulating, it's about enjoying and experiencing and contributing. So instead of wanting to accumulate more, let's see what good use we can make out of what we already have. Maybe what we already have is already more than we need, and we can share it. And there's a law of karma that if we help others at a time of their need, we will get help at a time of our need. This is actually the best security, not accumulating. We can accumulate enormous stores of everything and be one of those households in the path of a tornado or some other catastrophe and lose it all. So it's not security, but security comes from the good karma of our actions of the past. So let me focus on sharing, helping, contributing, not accumulating. Accumulating is a dangerous mentality because we lose all sense of proportion. What do I really need anyway? See yourself as a bestower. Go into the self, pull out that energy of peace. Enjoy your own energy of peace. And then contribute peace to the world. I have plenty of peace. I don't need to go anywhere for peace. I'll draw upon my own peace and contribute. Send waves of peace all over the world. Actually, the more we donate spiritual energies, the more we accumulate those energies within ourselves. This is the secret of accumulation without greed. Donate and we accumulate. Every soul wants respect, and most people from time to time feel like they're not being respected or listened to or valued. We know that respect is a quality of the soul. Go within your inner treasure store and invoke the quality of respect. And then donate that to the world. I, the peaceful soul, respect all children of God everywhere. All eternal souls who are guests in this world along with me. There are a lot of guests right now, and every guest needs respect. So instead of getting into the long line and trying to get someone else to give me respect, let me be a bestower of respect. Because this will bring the return of both self-respect and I will receive respect from others. I have respect, it's a quality of mine. I don't need to wait or beg for respect. Let me donate respect to everyone, everywhere, especially those who don't get any respect. They are my spiritual brothers. We're children of one God, and I respect them. If there are souls who are difficult to respect, then I go to my Supreme Father in the dimension of light, and I remind myself I'm a guest here. Nothing belongs to me. And you could say the money I've been given to spend while I'm on this journey is all of my good qualities. So let me recognize that my bank account of qualities is unlimited. And when I respect my spiritual brothers, I win a place in God's heart. Because God loves every single child of His. And there would be a special place in his heart for those who respect the ones who don't get very much respect. Just as any parent would love a person who helps her child or his child. I stay in the presence of the Supreme Soul, fully aware that I'm a guest here. Nothing belongs to me. Nothing will go with me when I leave. No need to accumulate too much, because my security is my pure feelings, my good wishes, my positive energy, my willingness to contribute, and see all the souls of the world as your spiritual brothers. Materially, I can't help them, but I can give everyone respect. Now bring your awareness back into the present moment with the awareness that each one of us has more than enough. We will accumulate to the extent that it makes sense to, but we will not accumulate on the basis of greed. We are guests here in this beautiful resort, planet Earth, and we're here to share, to contribute, to experience, and to enjoy. Om Shanti. Now we have a blessing. This is your blessing card for today. And the blessing says, you are a pure-hearted soul who lets the true you, that wonderful being of peace, love, and light, shine in all you do. You are a pure-hearted soul who lets the true you, the wonderful being of peace, love, and light, shine in all you do.
Thank you, Sister. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. And just a reminder that if you would like to take a meditation course, we have such a course. It's called Meditation for Beginners, and it meets on 3 Saturdays starting this Saturday, and you can register on our website.